We are ready to get the update. So, Abby, if you can break everything down leading up to where we are now, why did Karen call us on Valentine's Day?
So, Karen called us up because even though things are assumingly going well with her relationship, she did find a card that said it was addressed to his work wife. It was like a manufactured Hallmark card that says, "Happy Valentine's Day, work wifey, love you." He got her some candy. And of course, you're really bothered by that because it feels like maybe something could be going on at the office if he's giving this woman a gift specifically addressed as his work wife. And so now she's going to call us up and tell us where she's keeping the dead body.
It's in the trunk of my car. So yeah, and she knows this coworker, and she has met her, and she wasn't jealous of her in any way, shape, or form, but she was like, I don't care if you guys are buddy at work, but to give another woman a card on Valentine's Day just didn't sit right with her. So, all right, Karen, last time we spoke to you was last Friday morning, which was Valentine's Day. What ended up happening between you and your hubby?
Well, right after I got off the phone with you, I decided, you know what? I'm just going to confront him before he leaves for work.
I think that's smart. Hey, look at this. Abby, we're about to have some communication/confrontation.
Love an adult conversation on the show.
I was like, I'm going to rip the Band-Aid off. So while he was eating breakfast, I plopped that ridiculous work wife Valentine's card, and I put it right on the kitchen island, and I was like, what is this? And at first, he got mad at me because I snooped.
Mm-hmm. That's that old reverse psychology move right there.
I'm not a fan of that move.
It's giving gaslight.
It is. I mean, technically,
total gaslight.
Technically, he's not wrong. Like, you went into a bag that was not yours, therefore you were snooping. But if it was just a Target plastic bag, why would you not look in it if it's in? It wasn't like, I don't know. I'm still team you. I feel like that wasn't the proper response if you're going to have an adult conversation.
I think the fact that it was just in a Target bag and him using the word snoop to me says like you feel guilty. So it feels like snooping to you. All
right, go ahead, Karen.
Totally. Thank you. So he keeps going on about how I invaded his privacy and how I shouldn't have looked in the bag. But I shut that down real quick because we know that is not the issue here. The issue is that he thought it was appropriate to buy a Valentine's Day card for another woman. So I told him flat out, Valentine's Day is for me, his wife, not his work wife, his coworker. And he argued, oh, it's just a joke. It's not a big deal. And but if it's so harmless, why is he so defensive? Why couldn't he just say, you know what, honey, you're right, that was dumb, and move on? But instead, he doubled down, saying I was making something out of nothing.
Oh, you never tell a woman she's making something out of nothing.
As a comedian, I don't get the joke. I don't get it.
Why is it funny?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, of course, at this point, I am seeing red, and in a fit of rage, I grab the card and I rip it in half, and I threw it in the garbage right in front of him.
No, that's funny.
There's your joke.
Do you want to hear? Laugh. Good one.
Oh, I'm sure you got so amped up in the moment. I kind of don't blame you, Karen.
Yeah. So, of course, he just shook his head and grabbed his stuff and just left for work.
Okay. So what happened when he got home from work?
Well, later that night, after we both had finally cooled down, we had a conversation, less heated, but still tense. And, at this point, he either refuses to get why I'm upset or he just doesn't get it and he's just clueless. So now here I am, still mad.
Yeah.
Still feeling disrespected. Yeah. And I don't know where to go from here.
I mean, at what point... So, Mo, do you just have to agree to disagree? Like, who here has to, what's the word I'm looking for? There has to be give on somebody's part.
If I'm being honest, if I'm you, Karen, I'm not giving. No. I don't see it. This, to me, is not hard to understand.
I don't think so either.
It's very simple. It seems as if he just doesn't want to maybe admit that he's wrong, or maybe he's hiding something even more. I don't know. But to me, your wife says Valentine's Day is for me. That's a pretty easy understanding.
I feel like, Karen, like if you always, and I don't want to say like you're pulling a card, but if you always pulled this card of getting upset, right, to try to get your way, that would be one thing. But if this is not a regular occurrence and this is not like your MO, if you are, I feel like you need to pick and choose your battles in a relationship, and this is one you chose, rightfully so. I'm hashtag Team Karen on this. So when you present this, like, hey, my feelings are really hurt by this. Like, this is something that I feel is crossing a line. I know you guys, I know that there is nothing going on, even though he's probably going to use that against you. But it feels disrespectful to know you're giving another woman a Valentine's Day card, whether it's as a joke or not. I feel at this point, he's the one that has to back down and be like, you know what? I'm sorry. That was not my intent. I think we understand it's intent versus impact, but he still has to understand the gravity of the situation and the impact it had on you.
Thank you. That's how I feel. Because, I know this woman. I don't get mad that he talks about her, that they hang out after work, go have happy hour with the coworkers, but it's Valentine's Day. Come on.
If there's one thing I've learned about arguing with women, is that you've got to really lead with your emotions. So I think he's seen the logical thing here of like, well, I didn't do anything, I didn't mean to do anything. And you've just got to come full frontal with your emotions and say, hey, I know maybe you heard X, Y, and Z, but I just want to let you know how this is impacting me emotionally. So maybe try running it back one more time. And if not, murder's still always on the table.
That escalated.
The Bert Show.